Greetings. Another warm welcome to Premier Sports Fan Center Watchalong program. And this time around is the game between Fulham and Manchester United, right live from the Craven Cottage, that is Fulham's home in this match day 2. It's the last fixture for today's EPL match day. It's Fulham against Manchester United in this encounter. It promises to be another interesting time for the next 90 minutes as we go straight into this encounter between these two sides. Fulham, also one of those stubborn sides when it comes to the EPL. They really know how to, take the game to Manchester United, so we expect an interesting game between these two sides when they face off. Manchester United were so unfortunate not to get a victory or probably 1 point against Arsenal in match day 1, and they'll be looking to right all their wrongs tonight when they play against Fulham. Welcome to Premier Sports Fan Center. Like I said, my name is Segun, and I'll be your host for tonight for this evening's edition of Premier Sports Watch Along program. But I'm not alone in the studio, as I also have with me Paulo, who together we'll be doing justice to this game commentary and analysis for the next 90 minutes. Good afternoon, Paulo.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, viewers. Thanks for having me. Great to be back again. Another exciting day of EPL round of fixtures. We've seen 2 fixtures going today, and the last one for today, Fulham taking on Manchester United. I expect a firework from both teams. Both teams have not won this season, but Fulham have taken point from their first game, unlike Manchester United, who have still on 0 point. But let's see. But it's going to be a tough one now because look at the previous meeting between both teams. I think Manchester United won them away from home last season, and they're back at Craven Cottage again. Let's see if they'll be ahead of the attack play midfield. So it's going to hurt a lot, and it's, when it comes to like I said earlier on, they've not though Fulham have gathered at least 1 point, unlike Manchester United, but I expect both of them to come out all fighting at least to get something from this game.
Okay, earlier on the EPL fixtures, we had the Crystal Palace at home against Nottingham Forest, and for the second week running, Crystal Palace has ended in a draw. This time around, it's 1-1 with Nottingham Forest. The penultimate week against Chelsea, it ended up 0-0, and also Everton got a 2-0 victory over Brighton and Wolves in their own EPL fixture. So it was an interesting tie in that one between Everton and Brighton. And they is scoring the first goal in that encounter. Beautiful pick up there by the Everton's a winger in the EPL. Now we have the game between Fulham and Manchester United. That game has kick-started. And don't forget, it's always a commentary based and analysis and watch along on Premier Sports Fan Center, where we promise to dish you all the analysis, minutes by minutes analysis of what is going on in that encounter. It has kick-started already. Marco Silva is the manager of Fulham, and for Manchester United, it's Portuguese Ruben Amorim who is the manager. Both will be going head-to-head in this tactical game. We saw an improved Manchester United in that game against Arsenal, no doubt. It was a different Manchester United, from what we saw last season under Ruben Amorim. So that is one of the reasons why people are actually looking at Manchester United. Yes, looks like they have actually arrived, though the likes of Kua and Mbuemo are still looking for their first competitive goal for Manchester United. How much of a pressure do you think that will be on these two big money signings for Manchester United?
Well, I don't think that I should add any too much pressure, because we know they will score, but it might take time because they've been in the league. They are not new to the league, but when you talk about pressure, you look at I believe why we talk about pressure from both of them is because the way Manchester United have been playing in recent season, not just last season. I think Manchester United have been playing poorly for the past 2-3 seasons now, and you expect anybody that comes to Man United now to be under pressure. We've seen the likes of Joshua Zexi, Rasmus Højlund, come in the last 2-3 seasons, and they've been under pressure constantly. So I don't expect any different from them. But I think people just have to exercise patience with both of them. It might take time, but they will definitely get off the mark. But Manchester United as a whole, that is.
Yes, the chance for Manchester United, they've eaten out the woodwork in the early stages of this encounter. Just took them 3 minutes to crash that out the woodwork, showing intentions in this game that yes, they are not here to make the numbers against Fulham. They want to get a victory, fighting for every ball. And yes, Mbuemo on the ball there, but actually passed that straight into the path of the Fulham's goalkeeper, Brad Neno there. So that won't threaten That's what threatened was it called for Fulham in that process. Look at that beautiful build-up play there from Manchester United, and that's actually beats the goalkeeper. Kua crashed that straight at the woodwork, and there's a player who scored 17 goals in the EPL last season for Wolverhampton, and he has made that move to Manchester United, where he'll be thinking or he'll be expecting to get some better numbers. Good way to start this game. We saw Kua. That is the second time he's going close to getting the ball into the back of the net in this just 3 minutes into this encounter. In the very first minute, we saw him crushing one over the woodwork, and the second time, the woodwork came to the rescue for Fulham. What a way to start up this game.
Yeah, Manchester United actually started brilliantly. The way they started also against Arsenal. So what's left? Let's see if they'll be able to, put this early dominance into, turning it into a point, because that's what will matter at the end of this game.
Yeah, turning it into a goal is what really matters in a game of football. Looking at Manchester United starting 11 is 3-4-2-1 formation for Manchester United in this encounter. Beidru, after conceding that a faulty goal against Arsenal, still remains the better or the first choice goalkeeper for Ruben Amorim today. It is the back three of Lenny Yoro, Mets Delight, and Luxor. In the middle of the park, we have Patrick Dogu, Bruno Fernandes, the captain, Casemiro, which is experienced, and Amad Diallo playing as a wing back. Up front, Messi Mount, who are both flanking the topmost striker in this game, Matheus Cunha, the Brazilian who has crushed the woodwork twice in this game. And yes, another chance for Manchester United. Well, that's when begging also, and that was on Patrick Dogu going straight, trying to get the first goal for Manchester United. The intention is actually there from Manchester United, but that will have been an offside call if that's gone into the back of the net. But you look at the way they are running through the channels and beating the eye line, being constructed by Fulham in the early stages of this encounter. With the chances coming to Manchester United, it's about when is that goal going to come in, because you can see how they are flying high against this Fulham side.
Yeah, they've been flying high. The last match they played, they were also flying high, and the goal, refused to come. But so far they've been the better side so far in this the first 5 minutes of this game, and if they continue like this, they might get a goal. But if you look at their last match, I think they even did more than this. Playing in front of their home fans, they find it very hard to score. But now you are away, and but it's what it is. So let's see if they'll be able to get a goal. But so far they've not allowed Fulham to get themselves. They've been coming up. They've been all over Fulham from the start of the whistle.
Yeah, you can see that again, that Fulham are here to settle into this game as Manchester United are taking the pressure all through to them in this encounter. Looking at the Fulham starting 11, we have Brendan, the goalkeeper, Tete and Bassi both pairing together as the centre back, and we have Kastanji, who is the left back. In midfield, we have Serge Berge and Lukic, who both pair together on the base of the midfield. While attacking wise, we have Alex Iwobi, Joshua King, and Ryan Sessegnon. While up front is a lone man striker, Muniz up front for Fulham. How do you looking at both sides starting 11? Manchester United coming into this game with a 3-4-2-1 formation, and Fulham coming into this game with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Which do you think looks more balanced between these two sides?
Well, seeing 4-2-3 or 4-3 or 3-4-5-1 is always, on paper at times until you see the shape or, on the pitch. And with Manchester United, I think they made only one changes from the team that started against, Arsenal last week. Amad Diallo coming in place of Diego. What it means is that they want to attack more, because we know that Amad Diallo, is actually an attacking winger, but today is, playing as the the attacking wing back in this game. So for Fulham, there's changes also. Rodrigo Muniz, the guy that, earned them the 1 point they got at Fulham, starting to the ahead of Raul Jimenez. But you can see both managers really wants to win the game, and, putting in a lot of, putting not too many changes, but for Manchester United, still the pattern Ruben Amorim plays, to me, as a neutral, I'm not a Manchester United fan. I don't really think that pattern suits Manchester United. But people are saying that is how he plays, and I respect that also. That is the manager. He sticks to what he likes. But to me, the Manchester United as a club is not suited to this kind of formation he plays.
Okay, only time will tell if that formation is actually going to work the magic for Manchester United. And also in the La Liga, we saw the game between Osasuna and Valencia. That game ended 1-0 in favor of Osasuna, defeating Valencia in that game. And still to come tonight is a battle of the Reals, as Real Oviedo will be hosting Real Madrid in a La Liga fixture at 8:30 p.m. tonight. And also in the Italian Serie A, a lot of games have been lined up. Cagliari against Fiorentina, Como against Lazio, Atlanta against Pisa, and Juventus against Parma in what promises to be another interesting derby right there in the Italian Serie A. Our focal match is this one between Fulham and Manchester United, and we're straight into the 9th minute of those games. Still no goal to report in that one. Manchester United will come forward there through Lenny Yoro, the young French international, holds onto the ball for Manchester United, but returns back into the middle of the park where Casemiro will take a long one, but aimlessly, and that's Brent Leonard, the goalkeeper, we allowed that to roll out for a throw in. Yes, looking at Fulham, it's opening 10 minutes of this game. Manchester United are really taking the pressure to them. We've not really seen much push from Fulham in this game. Is that how much they were playing defensively against this Manchester United side in this fixture?
No, I don't think they're playing defensively. They're just trying to get themselves. You could see how Fulham have been trying to build from the back. They are not in hurry. They just wants to take control of the game, and Manchester United not allowing them. They put in early pressure just the way they did against Arsenal, not allowing Arsenal to have possession of the ball, and that is what they've started also here. So, but this time around it's going to be a little bit different, because now you are playing away from home, but they are playing at least a lesser team compared to Arsenal, a team you expect Manchester United to be dominating, but it's Manchester United. We know how they for the past 2 seasons now it has always been ending for them, and but let's see if Fulham will be able to get this game. But so far, I don't think Fulham are playing a defensive game.
Amad Diallo on the ball there, finds Mbuemo. It's an African connection for the two players there. Mbuemo drops it back onto the part of Amad Diallo, but Fulham actually got a leg onto that. But the referee says that is going to be a goal kick. Sesenyo with that last dish of attack, of defensive work there for Fulham, really caught that attack shot from the Manchester United winger, talking about Amad Diallo, who currently plays more as a fullback for Manchester United this season. Fulham will come out to attack right now, and it's that young man Beige who lost possession. Manchester United back in possession. It's about when this goal is going to come in for Manchester United, and yes, a shot there from Bruno Fernandes, and the goalkeeper spilled that and easily caught out there by Tete, the Fulham defender. That was a really intense one for them from Manchester United, who are back in possession as they look to attack, and look short on the ball there for United. Tries to beat his man but lost possession straight away, and Manchester United has won the possession back, but referee spotted an infringement in that moment, and it's going to be a free kick and a moment of peace there for Fulham Hotspur in this encounter. Manchester United, you look at the way they are actually taking those 1-2 passes within himself, and he's actually working the magic. That was a lucky save there for Brand Leno. That could have bounced.
It's a lucky save.
Yeah, that looks like a lucky save, because he actually.
It's a save actually. A great save for me, because that could have ended at the back of.
Yeah, that's why I say it's a lucky save, because if you look at the deflection on that ball there, that could have been deflected against any goalkeeper and gone into the back of the net. But luckily for Fulham there, Brand Leno was able and up to the task at that moment. Fulham takes up the throw-in immediately and finds Ryan Sesenyo on the ball there. Alex will be back on possession for Fulham there. Approaches on the Manchester United half, but still holds onto the ball there. Chose to return back where he finds them. Bench there. Here's the match. Still Fulham coming forward now against Manchester United and looking to attack in this moment. Switches on wing there, straight into the path of Castagne. What would they make out of that? And chose to return back into the midfield where he finds his midfield partner Lucic, and Lucic will find Anderson back to the goalkeeper, Brad Leonard. Leonard looks inward into the midfield. Beautiful look down there. Finds Lucic, and Lucic to Anderson onto the wing there, finds Tete. Tete comes forward with the ball there for Fulham. What will he make out of that? And still drives straight into the Manchester United half, and still holds onto the ball there, cuts inward back and returns the ball back into the defense of Fulham. Looks like breaking through the Manchester United half is a big work for Fulham to do in this encounter, but only time will tell if they can actually break through this hard work that Manchester United is setting for them. Long one there, tries to play in Castagne, but he couldn't get onto that and rolls out to a throw-in to Manchester United. We've seen 12 minutes of action already in this encounter. Still no goal to report, but Manchester United United coming very close to getting the first goal in this encounter. Twice they've come very close, but twice they've been caught short in this one. The Woodwork to the rescue once, and also Brand Leonard to the rescue the other time for Fulham in this game. And looking at ball possession, it's Fulham, surprisingly, we are dominating when it comes to ball possession, with having 51% of the ball. Yeah, but just a chance for Fulham. Beida with a big save there to deny Fulham the first goal. And right now we can see both goalkeepers being called to action. Josh King there, calling the goalkeeper. Joshua King, calling the goalkeeper into action. And Bader making himself a big man there. And the Turkish was just up to the task there. And talking about Bader and also Andre Onana, there have been a lot of questions, about Andre Onana's, future at Manchester United. Two games into the season, and it has been Bader who has been the starting goalkeeper for Manchester United.
Yeah, I think the manager, regarding this game, starting Bayinda just wants to stick with, his decision to, use the goalkeeper so that, people will not say, though there are a lot of questions because after the match, the post-match interview, the reporter, I could remember the reporter was asking him about, Bayinda. He was defending the goalkeeper, even, made mention of last season against, I think, Tottenham Hotspur, when he considered that direct, corner. And he talked about how it was a foul and the referee didn't help this and that, and
a beautiful chance there to Manchester United, but you can see the frustration on the face of the Manchester United striker Kunwa there. Let's see what really happened there. Yes, that was a goal kick, direct goal kick. Let's see if there was offside call there, but good pick up, good takedown from him there, and you have to give it to the goalkeeper at that time again. I'm talking about the Fulham goalkeeper Leonard there to the rescue for Fulham. That will have gone into the back of the net, but unfortunately, yes, it's another save for the young goalkeeper. It's a corner kick to Manchester United, and it's Mbuemo Brian, the Cameroonian striker, taking that and easily headed out there back by Fulham. But Manchester United still applying pressure, but this time around the referee says that is an offside call against the Manchester United winger Mbuemo, which also still looking for his first goal for Manchester United. Do you think the pressure will actually come in on those guys?
Well, I don't. The pressure is there. Once you play for Manchester United, you are always under pressure. I think I said that earlier on. And they were brought in with for a lot of expectation. Mbuemo scoring about 21 league goals last season for Brentford, and Kunwa, scoring 15 also. So you expect them to come, firing all cylinder. And like I said earlier on, they've been in the league. They are used to the league, not like the players. The other teams brought in from another league.
Outside league.
Yeah. So. Fulham now.
There's a chance for Fulham to attack against Manchester United. Beautifully defensively worked there by Manchester United to deny Fulham. You have to give it to Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo playing as a wing-back for Manchester United looks surprising to me for a player who we've known for his attacking instinct. And look at that. Yes, he was one who lost the ball in that dangerous position. You have to look at Segun going into space there, trying to cut back. But at the end of the day, it was Amad Diallo doing the dirty work or the needed job for Manchester United there to deny Segun of a clear chance on goal or a clear chance to actually pull that out for his teammate. So it's going to be a throw in there to Fulham. And his corner kick, is Lukic, who is on this corner kick duties for Fulham there. He'll be looking to set that in and find one of his teammates in the box there. And yes, quickly taken by Manchester United to the immediate rescue. And very beautiful shot there from Alex Iwobi, and an immediate save there from Beyider. And both goalkeepers being called into action as the 15th minute in this encounter. You have to look at that drop shot there from the Nigerian international Alex Iwobi. Got a leg onto that. Beautiful season shot. You have to give it to the reflexes of the Manchester United goalkeeper. He was at the right time, at the right moment to deny Alex Iwobi a famous goal against Manchester United.
Yeah, we've seen Iwobi scored against Manchester United before, and if you go this one again, you add to his collection. Fulham are gradually coming in.
Yeah, it's a chance, another chance for Fulham. And this time around, this is another Nigerian Craven Cottage. I'm going very close to getting the opener for Fulham, but couldn't direct his header straight at goal. How do you leave this man free at that moment there? It was almost free on goal. That should be a goal any day. But you have to look at how much Dogu actually confused or caused confusion in that moment, and that was the reason why that didn't stand as a goal. So it's a goal kick as Craven Cottage got the last touch on the ball and a bit over relief for Manchester United at the defense. That was almost too immediate, impact. But
Yeah.
the full impact was not felt because at two occasions Fulham couldn't put that into the back of the net. That's how dangerous they can be on the counter when they come very close to your box. They just want to eat it, and we know that yes, they can also fancy them chance of getting a goal from either of these chances.
Yeah, and last season, the last time they met, Fulham defeating Man U 2-1 away from home, and the both goals were scored by the two Nigerian, Alex Iwobi and Kevin Bassey, and they almost, got a goal in this game also. And you talk about Fulham, we were saying how Manchester United actually started brilliantly, but you look at how Fulham wants to play. They don't want to, run like the way Manchester United have been playing, but they've been settling, and you could see the possession doesn't lie because they were calm on the ball, gradually moving it from the back to the right, to the left, and attacking Manchester United. But so far in this first 15 minute plus of this game, both goalkeepers have been called into action and made great saves from both teams. But it's still looking balanced, but Fulham are gradually, pushing towards getting something from this game.
All right, still early days in this account. Ben Yedder kicks that out and spurts out for a throw to Fulham as we approach the first 20 minutes of this game, straight into the 19th minute of this account. Fulham growing into this account right now, and is Tete who finds Anderson. Anderson returns back to the goalkeeper, Brian Leno. Leno finds Anderson on the ball there, and Anderson looks inward and finds Tete. Tete looks inward, tries to play in the big man attacking wise there. And here's beautifully defensive work done there by Luke Shaw as went sliding on that. And Fulham takes that immediately. The corner kick for Fulham. And this is where they can also be dangerous from set pieces of situation. We've seen them, take two corner kicks, and twice they've come very close to breaking the deadlock from the corner kicks.
Both corner kick troubled Manchester United defense. And one thing we've known about Manchester United in the last 2-3 seasons is that they've considered probably one of the highest numbers when it comes to set piece. And teams have, seen that. And you need to take advantage of that since they don't know how to properly defend. And that goalkeeper is always a suspect when it comes to set piece. So let's see if Fulham can, take advantage of that.
Okay, there's another corner kick for Fulham, and is Lukic with a corner kick easily deflected there by Manchester United. The follow up into the box there with this very chance for them, but Manchester United finally clears the lines, and in the 20th minute is Kua who is getting on the ball there, but being shielded off it by the Fulham's defenders. Yes, Fulham will look to attack against Manchester United, casting on the ball there, lost possession. Manchester United breaking out advantage, and he's missing out on the ball there, drops it straight into the middle of the park, but the referee spotted an infringement against the Fulham player who actually infringed on the Manchester United captain in the build-up, and that is going to be a free kick to Fulham right now. And looking at a player which a lot of Manchester United players were actually thinking will be starting this encounter, but the manager said no, he's still in his learning process. We have to talk about Benjamin Sesko, the big money signing from from RB Leipzig, but still not making his starting debut for Manchester United after coming off the bench against Arsenal. Is it needed to give him that much time to gel with the team?
I don't think so. I don't know why the manager have decided to bench him. I was though I'm not a Manchester United fan, but I expected him to start him. Unlike you saw what Arsenal did. Arsenal did with Gyökeres. Even Gyökeres didn't train at all. After the end of the season with Sporting CP, he refused to come to the training ground with them until his transfer was done. Unlike Segun, who was with RB Leipzig, all through the transfer window. So for Manchester United, you're expected to start your big money signing. And we all know they needed a striker. You saw Liverpool starting Ugo Ekitike straight away. We saw Chelsea with João Pedro. Almost every other team, started their big money player. But for Ruben Amorim, I don't really know what is happening. But one thing I also want to understand is probably because if you start what's his name now, Sesko now, that means Umbuemo or Kunwa, one of them might make way for him. So he's trying to see how he's going to fit in Benjamin Sesko, but I think at this stage he should be starting Benjamin Sesko, not coming on to play the last 15 minutes from the bench.
Okay, it's left to see if Benjamin Sheshko will be making an appearance in this encounter, but I expect him to come into this game at a point in the second half, because when you look at it, attacking wise, we're still yet to see not anything meaningful from Manchester United in this encounter. So probably they really need Sheshko coming into this gun and bringing what he can also, bring to the table for Manchester United. Now straight into the 23rd minute of this encounter, as we're moving straight almost into the halfway into this encounter. Still no goal to report from both sides in this encounter, as Manchester United will just lost possession, and there's a throw into Fulham right now in this game. It's still 0-0. If you're just joining us, you can be a part of this conversation by going straight to the comment section and telling us what you feel about this encounter between Manchester United and Fulham. What do you think is going to take the day in this encounter? Yes, that's quickly taking their Fulham in possession of the ball. Calvin Bassett losing possession in a tight angle there. Was going to be a throw in to Manchester United. Quickly taken there by the Manchester United side as they've gone in for the first goal. And here is Amad Diallo standing on this throwing seat duties for Manchester United. Finds his teammate Lenny Yoro, where returns it back to Amad Diallo. Looks straight into the midfield, finds the captain. And Bruno leaving that and finds straight into the path of Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw cuts the ball inward back there, but finds Bruno Fernandes, now the Portuguese captain of Manchester United, who sends it back into the middle and finds Casemiro. Casemiro on the ball there, returns it to Delete. And Delete comes forward with the ball there, returns it onto the wing away, finds Luke Shaw on the left wing side of Manchester United defense. Luke Shaw returns the favor and finds Delete for Manchester United. And Delete comes forward with the ball there, returns it back and finds Lenny Yoro. Euro cuts inward with the ball. What will he make out of that? The young French international finds himself in Fulham's half of the pitch, but chose to return back into the defense here. Luke Shaw in possession of the ball for Manchester United. Back to the lead as Manchester United were taking their time to build and play from defense to attack against Fulham. Still Manchester United in possession. Casemiro right there in the middle of the park. What will he make out of that? Finds Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw on the ball there for United, and still Fulham are not really coming out against Manchester United. And it looks like they are currently playing a kind of conservative football against this Manchester United side. They are just interested in either Manchester United on the counter straight. That is the way we're done for Manchester United from Amad Diallo there and into the feet, of the Fulham goalkeeper Brand Leno, who is a former Arsenal goalkeeper, who has made the Fulham's #1 shirt his own since joining. He's the current captain in this fixture.
Yeah, and talking about what's his name again, Amad Diallo. I think since Ruben Amorim joined Manchester United, his progress has actually slowed down because he has been played out of wing. He has been playing as wing back. And to be honest, before Ruben Amorim joined Manchester United,
he was more of a winger.
Yeah, and we saw how he was, playing with a lot of freedom, busting defense, getting those goals. But he has, his progress has been slowed, and you liken that to the kind of formation the Ruben Amorim plays. So I said earlier on that I don't think this system he plays suit Manchester United as a club, and that's why they still finding it difficult as a club. And you look at Ruben Amorim's record with Manchester United since he joined them, and before today he has played about 28 league games.
Yes, Alex will be on the ball there, returns it to Segun. Segun tries to pull one into the box there. Equally caught out there by the Manchester United defense, and is Fulham with one of their attack in this encounter. And talking about Ruben Amorim's record at Manchester United, tonight's game is the 29th time he is managing Manchester United, or leading Manchester United out of the dugout. He has been able to manage 27 points
from 28
games.
If you take away this one,
if you take away this one, which is still in process and still no goal in this encounter.
84 points.
That means he actually averaged like 1 points per game.
Yeah, which is very, very bad for a club like Manchester United. If you are taking, in fact, that's
well, there were a lot of argument. There were a lot of argument last season that he was new. He didn't get the team from the beginning of the season. He came in midway into the season. Probably that is one of the arguments of Manchester United fans. But this season, yes, this is his first full season as a Manchester United manager. Are you going to afford him any excuse?
Well, even last season, that excuse that they are giving him should not be given to him, because we saw other managers that came in at the same time. He also came in with the likes of Everton, West Ham, and the managers were able to gather more points. And how can you take a club like Manchester United? You are 28 league games, and you're able to gather 27 points from possible 84 points. And you say you are giving that. That's not, no. You should not be giving that manager that kind of excuse. I understand it's just coming from another different league entirely, but a club like Manchester United should not be picking 27 points from 84 points. So I don't think there's an excuse for that. Well, the new season has started. This is the second game so far, and the first one he hasn't picked anyone. And as it stands now, they are still battling it out. So let's see how this game will end for them.
All right, there's really been a big battle between Calvin Bassey and his African compatriots. Talking about Brian Mbemo in this encounter. Fulham losing possession in the middle of the park. Lenny Yoro on the ball there finds Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo back into the middle of the park, finds out the captain and where it is, and cross there from Bruno Fernandes aimed at Dogu, but couldn't get to the direction where he wanted it to be. 28 minutes into this encounter, we can see the frustration on the face of Ruben Amorim as he's dishing out informations to his Manchester United players in this one. It has really been a disappointing first 28 minutes. Still both sides, trying to seize each other up, and they're really taking it up slowly and taking it at their own pace, not rushing themselves in this encounter. Fulham losing possession back into the part of Manchester United. Amad Diallo on the ball there, returns it back and finds Lenny Yoro. Yoro comes forward and finds Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo with a yard of room up front there, but holds onto the ball as Alex Iwobi is also back defending for Fulham in this moment. Back in the middle of the park here is Lenny Yoro on the ball here. Looks inward into the defense where he finds Matisa the late for Manchester United. Luke Shaw being called into action. Looks forward ahead of him and drops it to Mason Mount, who finds Patrick Dogu. Dogu losing possession to Castinge. And here is Fulham. What would they make out of this? Tries to attack against Manchester United. As the throw in, the referee allows play to continue. Says that was a fair challenge on the Manchester United midfielder Casemiro in that process, in that moment. So it's going to be a throw-in to Fulham. Tete taking that and straight into the middle. Lukic be called into action. What will he make out of that? Still holds onto the ball there and returns it back to his teammate Tete. Tete goes back into the path of Anderson. Anderson holds onto the ball there for Fulham, and he has we will be coming deep to ask for that ball there. Lukic on the ball there, and what will they make out of that? Switch position and finds Tete. Tete still holds onto it and looks inward into the midfield. Finds his teammate the striker in this account, Muniz. Muniz finds Castinge. Castinge finds Muniz losing possession. Manchester United regaining possession. Patrick Dogu being brought down in that moment there by Lukic, and it's going to be a free kick to Manchester United. We've seen 29 minutes of action, and we're gradually getting into half an hour mark of football, which is the first quarter of this game if we are dividing that game into three quarters. So we've seen 30 minutes of action in this one, 60 more minutes to play in this encounter, and still Manchester United 0 and Fulham 0. Looking at the statistics and the way it reads out right now, it's Fulham who have reduced them to 48% of the ball, while Manchester United have seen 52% of the ball. 6 total shots to Manchester United, 4 total shots to Fulham, but it's both balanced when it comes to the shot on target, with Manchester United with 2 shots on target and Fulham with 2 shots on target. We saw an early surge from Manchester United taking the game to Fulham. Almost around 2 minutes we're having Manchester United hitting the woodwork, and Kua also grazing the palms of Leno, but going straight into the 10th minute afterward, it looks like we were seeing more of a balanced game between these two sides.
Yeah, and that early stage, Manchester United were pouring at Fulham, all over the pitch here, but Fulham were gradually trying to, take control of the game. And you could see in the last, 10 minutes, Fulham have been able to get themselves move forward and created their own chances. And thanks to the Manchester United goalkeeper Ben Yedder, who have come to the rescue of Manchester United, I think about 2 times in this game. And but gradually, both teams are beginning to find their feet. But possession going back to Manchester United, and which you expected them to have a lot of possession, because if you look at how Manchester United have been playing the last 2 games now, they've been cramping the midfield with a lot of bodies. That is why it's very, very difficult for teams to move past them. But if you're able to beat the Manchester United midfield, I think then you have a lot of chances of getting goal against them.
Castinge on the ball there for Fulham, looks inward and finds Joshua King. King trying to return it back to Castinge, but that weight on that pass was actually too much for Castinge to get onto. So it throws that throwing for Manchester United in the 31st minute. Manchester United in possession. Referees allows plays to continue. Says that was a fair challenge on the Manchester United, the winger. I'm talking about Mason Mount, who went down under that challenge there. And we can see Marcus Silva, who is also looking dejected on the touchline there. he feels maybe his Manchester United's Fulham players should be doing better than what they've done in this encounter. Manchester United in possession, switches on wing and finds Lenny Euro. Lenny Euro will approach the Fulham's midfield there, finds Amad Diallo, who returns the favor back to Lenny Euro and straight into the path of Mbuemo. Mbuemo has Craven Cottage to beat, and yes, holds on to it, finds his teammate, the captain Bruno Fernandes, looks inward there, finds Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw will approach forward there to hold on to the ball there, finds Bruno there, and Bruno in possession, they cross into the box there. But it's Calvin Bassey who has the last leg on that, so save on the blushes of Fulham at the back there. But it's a corner kick to Manchester United at the 32nd minute of this game. Still 0-0 between both sides. Manchester United coming closest right there in the 31st minute. Bruno Fernandes with a cross into the box there. Calvin Bassey with the deflection to cut that shot and miss him out in the box there. And here's another corner kick to Manchester United in the moment. There is the captain Bruno Fernandes who will be taking this from the left side of Fulham's attack. Oh, sorry, from the right side of Fulham attack there. Straight into the box. Here might just be a chance for Manchester United. Equally deflected or defended there by Fulham. Mbuemo with the follow-up touch there. Finds the captain. Yes, should be a chance for Manchester United. But Fulham were cutting everything shots. And still Bruno Fernandes tries to play one onto the part of Mbuemo. But Mbuemo couldn't get onto that. And Fulham will look to break out through Castinge, who returns it back into the middle of the park and finds his teammate here. And Alex will be on the ball there. He's a creative player with the ball at his feet here. It might just be a chance for Fulham to eat out on the counter. What would they make out of that? Segun will be called into action there, returns it back into the middle of the park and finds his teammates. And here's a Fulham attacking. Alex will be on the ball there. He has a yard to break through there, but chose to return it back into the part of Bedge. Bedge with the ball for Fulham. What will make out of that? And go straight to the wing there. He finds Segun. Segun on the ball there. Tries to beat his man, but he couldn't get that over Amad Diallo. Diallo looks inward into the defense there, finds Lenny Euro. And Euro returns back to the goalkeeper, Benyu, who is having an eventful day for Manchester United. Calvin Bassey allows that to roll straight into the part of Anderson. And Anderson on the ball there for Fulham. Just to go back to the goalkeeper, Lenny Euro. Oh, sorry. Brandon Leno, sorry. Brandon Leno with a long one. Not ready to play it out from the back, but chose a long one into the Manchester United half. And Fulham in possession, but this time around, referee says that was an infringement from Castinge. It's going to be a free kick to Manchester United. Yes, that's 4 minutes of action gone in this game. Still 0-0 between both sides. We've seen much action in the middle of the park, but no goal to actually show up. You can see that toggle in the box there before the confusion of Eda there from the Manchester United players. I just hope VR will be checking that because Calvin Bassey had all his hands around Mason Mount in the box.
Well, I don't. You can see both players, and I think the VAR, the referee is going. Is he going to the monitor to check the VAR?
Yeah, I think there's a possible penalty there. He had all his hands around, talking about Calvin Bassey. Calvin Bassey having all his hand around, what's it called, around Mason Mount. You don't do that in the box because that was a delicate place. You look at him flinging the Manchester United player off off his balance there. Now the question will be, was Mount in direct contact? Was he going to have a direct contact at the ball if Calvin Bassey hadn't tried to push him off the ball? Well, if this is given as a penalty, it's a big blow to Fulham in this encounter.
Yeah, and it will just undo all the good work
they've done. Yeah. I think the
defense.
referee will actually give it as a penalty.
Well, let's see, because I just want to see a closer look. I think the referee is still looking at it from one angle, and he needs to look at it from other. Probably this is the only angle they have. That is why they're still.
He actually flinged him. He flinged him there.
Yeah, but you could still, let's see if he also.
Okay, yes, now we have the referee to make his decision right now. Is it going to be a penalty? He's back on the top there, and it says we are waiting for the decision.
It's actually saying it aloud.
Yeah, he'll be reading out his decision there in the box there. Will it be a penalty against Fulham? And it's a penalty. That is the call. And it's Calvin Bassey who has given out a penalty to Manchester United. What a way to actually, put your team under pressure.
Yeah, and like I said, the penalty now have undone all the good work they've been doing defensively. Though what I just wonder about the referee is that they should be consistent because we've seen a lot of teams. Maybe when it comes to set pieces, corner kicks, all those stuff.
Look, there was no need. There was no need for this. There was no need for that dragging. There was no need for that.
Yeah, actually, he heard in and pulled him over.
Yeah.
But And I don't even think if the ball has been played when
The ball wasn't even the ball wasn't coming. I think what's it called? Mason Mount also sold it to him in that moment there because it was Mason Mount who brought himself forward to him. And I think he had his eyes on the fixated on the ball and not on the man there. Talking about this goalkeeper, Brian Leno, is another goalkeeper who is good from the penalty spot. We also have the Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes, another player who is also good from the penalty spot. He'll be looking to get Manchester United their first goal in the 2025-2026 season. He's the captain. And what a man to also give Manchester United the first goal in this encounter. He's having a discussion with the referee for actually barging into him the moment before taking that penalty. So it's a bit of confusion firstly before that penalty will be taken. Brian Leno returning to his position as the goalkeeper, and he'll be going up against Bruno Fernandes. Will be looking to get Manchester United the first goal right there from the spots, to see if this is going to be a goal. Bruno Fernandes against Brian Leno. Leno is the goalkeeper. Bruno Fernandes is the penalty taker. And yeah, he's the Manchester United player. And he'll be taking this straight. Oh, what was that from Bruno Fernandes? He's saying that blazing over the goal post.
Wow.
What a moment, and that is a wow moment. That was actually wide from the Manchester United captain. You really need to see that penalty taken by Bruno Fernandes. How on earth was that? For Christ's sake, what was that from him?
I don't understand the kind of penalty actually do, but he went for pace and power, but it's too much, and bringing back the negativity, and I don't opportunity for the team to go ahead, getting your first goal in the new season, and you as a captain, one of the most reliable player in this Manchester United team, missing a crucial penalty that could have put them ahead. Let's see how they respond with that now. Hopefully they can still find a way to get themselves a victory in this game, or this could mean Fulham will have to do better for themselves.
Okay, as a Fulham they have to do better for themselves, and that's Calvin Bassey will actually be thanking the stars that didn't go into the back of the net, as that was actually left off there, because that was a chance for Manchester United to get the first goal in this encounter. Who's getting that yellow card? Was it Casemiro getting the yellow card for stimulation there? Yes, as is the Brazilian who has gotten that yellow card. And you have to look at it, the confusion going into. I think he allowed unnecessary confusion into himself before taking that penalty. Yeah, he created that drama for himself, because the referee wasn't intentional from the referee to actually barge into him on trying to move his. And we saw him, having an argument in that process. And psychologically, maybe that was one of the things that really affected him.
He was trying to be brilliant, trying to use, to maybe let that moment play into the head of the Fulham goalkeeper. And Fulham almost, getting a goal there, and I hope the player is that Alex Iwobi down there. I hope he's okay. Let's see again. Raheem Segun from that cross, and that's Iwobi. Let's hope he's okay, because he actually.
I guess left to see if Alex Iwobi is okay there. Let's see if he can actually get one into the back of the net. So he's back on his feet, and his players are actually helping him up. And this is a player Nigeria really wants to see going out injured, because they really need him for the September fixtures.
Yeah, and it's a very, very important fixture for Nigeria, because the fixtures we don't need. We can't afford to lose. Looking at that penalty again, everything was set for him to, convert the ball, but he blazed a shot wide, and I don't think this ball actually landed. The ball landed outside the stadium, because there's no way you tell me that kind of ball will land inside the stadium. Look at how he positioned himself, and shoot wide there. That is, very, very.
I think he actually put himself in that situation. That is the only thing I can
and,
see.
He complains a lot. Look looking at Fulham again.
From I think yeah, they are giving me the Arsenal vibe right now. From the corner kick and every set pieces, they look like they want to get a goal from it. And look at it. I think Manchester United also needs to work on their defensive attributes. Everton under Muniz should also be doing. No, you have to look at Beidou, deflecting that ball before getting straight to him.
No deflection there.
I think he actually got a hand onto that ball. He directed the flight before he got to Muniz. Probably if they didn't get a hand onto that ball, Muniz would have been in better situation of directing that into the back of the net. So that is the moment from Fulham also trying to come back with a goal from from a corner kick. All their corner kicks have really looked threatening against Manchester United in this account. Manchester United in possession, beautifully dumping down there. And here's Patrick Dogu on the ball for Manchester United. What will he make out of that? And the Switzerland international cuts inward with the ball there and finds his teammate here. Luke Shaw on the ball there for Manchester United, finds Mason Mount. Mason Mount holds onto it and finds Patrick Dogu and returns it back to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw on the ball, looks inward and finds Bruno Fernandes, who has lost the penalty in this encounter. And Bruno Fernandes with the ball there. Lost possession, casting jump, trying to attack. But Bruno doing the lots of work there, doing defensive work there for Manchester United. I think I really want to see how much that pressure will have a toll on him. But thank God we are currently in the 43rd minute, so about 2 more minutes to play in regulation time in the first half. Probably when he gets into the dressing room, he'll be able to reflect on better, so he doesn't allow that to get into his head.
Yeah, and for a lot of FPL players out there, that have Bruno Fernandes in that team now. Now he has put those players on minus as it stands now with that penalty miss. But at least if they can try and hold on, and because in the next less than 5 minutes now, we'll be going to after, and they've considered a free kick now and another set piece. And one thing we've seen in this game is that Fulham set piece is giving Manchester United a lot of worry, and not just this game alone, even from last season, and I think teams have actually observed that. Just put the ball in the air and contest you see that
I think there's lot of miscommunication in the Manchester United defense or in their box. There's the player don't really communicate with each other very well when the opponent comes up throwing all this into this encounter. Here's a chance for another set piece from Fulham, and we have the 2 players there. Lukic is one of those players. Will he be the one taking it? Sends the one into the box there. Ooh! And that was a missed acrobatic hit there from Fulham. And Fulham will return back into the box there. Muniz with the ball with this great chance, but Manchester United clearing their lines. And still Fulham. That is the number. Okay, I think there was an offside call before that. I won't really be surprised that how was that possible? Putting your hand onto the ball there. Was offside? Yes, he was actually finds himself in offside position. I think there also needs to be spending a lot on the striker. We've not really seen much from Muniz in this encounter. He has been kept quiet in this game by the Fulham, by the Manchester United defenders. But they still have a rich bench, which I'll be expecting them to be making, a substitution in the second half. Raul Jimenez is on the bench there, and that's someone who can bring something beautiful into this Fulham side. And gradually they're growing into this game in the dying embers of this encounter. Alex Iwobi will charge forward with the ball there, finds Sessegnon on the wing there. Sessegnon comes inward with the ball. What will he do with it? And returns it back and finds Joshua King. Joshua King on the ball there, returns it and finds Calvin Bassey. Calvin Bassey tries to play one into the box there. What was that from Patrick Dogu? Almost costing his team there. And we are Fulham in possession. King on the ball there, looks inward and finds his teammates. Here's a chance for Fulham. With this beat in the box, as he finds himself in the box, throws to go out back to Tete. Tete with a cross. Is there any Fulham player there? But lost possession and still Fulham in possession of the ball. This dying embers has already been a big problem for Manchester United. Sessegnon on the ball there, sends the cross into the field, into the box there. We have another corner kick for Manchester United to defend. Lot of corner kicks going into this encounter, and it's only about time before Fulham utilize one of the set pieces and turn it into a goal against Manchester United in this encounter. Still 0-0 at the 45th minute, and we have about 2 minutes additional time if I'm not mistaken there. Yes, it's 2 minutes being added there by the fourth official. But before that, we have another corner kick to report from Fulham, and it's Lukic who is standing on this corner kick on duty for Fulham. Sends it into the box there. Still Fulham looking for that goal, but Manchester United have a lot of bodies on the block there to defend that. and still Fulham who allowed that to roll out for a throw-in. And you have to thank God. Manchester United needs to thank the Stars that didn't go into the back of the net. And like you keep on saying, set pieces is a problem for Manchester United. Defending set pieces has really shown to be a big issue for them. If Arsenal was playing against Manchester United, probably they would have scored about 3 from these beautiful set pieces being taken by Fulham.
Yeah, and you look at the game against Arsenal. Arsenal, we didn't add much more corner in that game. I think we had less than 6 corner in that game, and we played, I think, probably almost 4 or 5 in the first half, and in the second half we didn't add much. And unlike Fulham, that been piling pressure, more especially after the penalty miss, you could see it has been Fulham overall. At least Manchester United will be lucky if they can get at least take the game into the after. I mean, without considering, because the way it's looking like, they are looking like they might concede once Fulham goes forward with the ball.
Yes, I'm back in play there. We have a Manchester United player who is currently on the top there. And it's this man who Manchester United actually sweat a lot on. That is Mason Mount, if I'm not mistaken there. As a player, I'm very sure Ruben Amorim wants to see go out injured because he has been influential for Manchester United with attacking in this encounter.
Yeah, it has been a lot. And, going back to the penalty kick again, and, after the game against Arsenal, a lot of Manchester United fans are complaining that the referees have not been just to them, have not been fair. I think today, VAR actually called it back, and we've seen some of these kind of decisions not given to some other things, but the referee says no, and the VAR actually called the referee, and the referee says, yeah, that's a penalty. And so there's no all this agenda about Manchester United not giving a penalty or fouls against them. And today they give it, and Bruno Fernandes has decided to put okay, it's halftime.
Yeah, that is the halftime of this encounter. What a first half we've had in this game between Fulham and Manchester United. And both sides are still finding it hard to break the back of the net in this encounter. But Fulham having the better chances from set pieces. And they'll be asking themselves a lot of questions that how did one of those set pieces moments didn't go into the back of the net in this encounter. And the only highlight in this game was Bruno Fernandes missing a penalty in the first half for Manchester United in what will have been the first goal for them in this encounter. And talking about that crazy moment before Bruno actually skied that penalty. This is not the first time we talk about Bruno's temperamental issues, and it's easy to get into the head of Bruno Fernandes in a moment like that, and he allowed that to also affect him to be the captain of the club. If he's not getting a yellow card, he's always complaining about this or that,
or just going down necessarily looking for fouls, looking for a penalty, looking for a way to make sure the referee book his opponent. And him as a captain, you don't really need all this. The referee have actually given you penalty. I don't know why he's there complaining. To be honest, that was a very poor penalty from him, not even on target, and he shoot that ball so high that and regroup. And Fulham ending the game on a much more brighter side than Manchester United, which goalless. And at the beginning of the show, you said the game will look very tight, and it's looking like that. And probably a goal will decide this game, or we might end.
Shot on both sides and 2 shots on target on both sides. Fulham has 5 corner kicks and Manchester United 2 corner kicks. And looking at the corner kicks, it looks like that is where Fulham looks more dangerous in this encounter. Should they be building on that in the second half?
I think so, and not just Fulham. I think every other manager that wants to play Manchester United should be capitalizing on that. When you have those set pieces, make sure you put a lot of bodies in the box and float the ball. One thing they should be doing is putting the ball. Make sure the ball is float back, and you have someone trying to head the ball back. Because one thing I've seen with Manchester United is when you put those balls at the back, it always gives them problems. So Fulham should be taking advantage of that, and also look for a way. And like you talked about Fulham, they still have a lot of players on the bench that can come and do the damage for to Manchester United. And at the same time, Manchester United, if you look at their own bench also, there are still players there that can also come in and change the game for both sides.
Okay, as last quality players on the bench from both sides. One name who I likely want to say come up in the second half has to be Benjamin Sesko for Manchester United. And talking about the Serbian big money signing from what was it called, RB Leipzig in the German Bundesliga. Talking about Leipzig, I think they actually missed Benjamin Sesko in the starting 11 the last time out against the Bayern Munich. We just matched the one they lost that game 6-0, and that was even after Benjamin Sesko has left RB Leipzig for Manchester United. And I guess Arsenal we saw him come in, but not really much of action from him in that encounter. We'll be expecting him to get into this one and get among A for it for Manchester United today.
Yeah, I don't think Benjamin Sesko would have saved Leipzig against the onslaught of Bayern Munich. That was about 2 days ago. Because you could see Bayern Munich, they were very, very ruthless. Though he might, had a say in the game, probably getting a goal or consolation for it. I think the game ended 6-0.
6-0.
He might get the consolation, but I think it's from not Serbia, from Slovenia, if I'm right, Slovenia or Slovakia. It should be Slovenia. So like we said earlier on, we don't know why the manager decided to bench him, and I think in the second half he should be coming on very early, if not even bringing in on
Has enough time substitutes.
instead of waiting for another 5-10 minutes. That is if he really wants to win this game. And secondly, we've not seen a lot from Ahmad, because I said earlier, he has been playing out of position. So the manager needs to find it, because you are playing players out of position, and there's no how they are going to enjoy the game. Ahmad should be doing better against this kind of teams, but because you have limited him, an attacking player, you have turned him to a defensive player. How are you going to get the best from him? So he needs to bring on Benjamin Sesko, probably one of the defenders, removing Luke Shaw or what is his name, Patrick Dogu, then playing two defenders at the back, then allowing what's his name, Amad Diallo to move forward. So instead of just packing a lot of about 4-5 defenders there, and not. To be honest, the manager needs to make changes as early as possible in this game if you want to get the win.
All right, we just open the manager. Ruben Amorim is actually listening to that from our studios. That was need for him to make early substitutions in the second half. But going to Manchester United bench, that's the players Ruben Amorim has at his disposal. Benjamin Sesko, like we have actually talked. There's also Andre Onana, the first choice goalkeeper, who has to manage a seat on the bench in today's fixture. We also have Fredrickson. Dalo is on the bench. We got the Andre Avon. We also have Mino on the bench. There's also a striker, Joshua Zezi, and also Harry Maguire on the bench for Manchester United. Looking at this bench, yes, you might say quality bench, but I think when it comes to attacking, there's Joshua Zezi and there's Benjamin Sesko who can be thrown into this encounter. And for stability, we have Mino, also a midfielder that can be thrown into this game by Ruben Amorim for the second half. So it promises that we still have a lot of moments. 45 minutes to play in the second half is actually a lot of time in a game of football. So anything can actually still happen. But going straight to Fulham's bench, we have Ahmad Traore, that is on that crazy player. Adama Traore, sorry. Adama Traore on the bench. We also have Ari Wilson. There's also Kenny. I'm really surprised not seeing Kenny starting today for Fulham. There's also Ari Reeds, and we have Raul Jimenez. There's also Smith Rowe, the former Arsenal midfielder. There's also Kwa. We have Robertson and also Lecomte. So I think Marco Silva also equally has a rich bench coming into this game.
Yeah, first with Manchester United, looking at Manchester United bench, like I said earlier, you have players that can come in and change the game, like Zexi that can still get them the goal, Benjamin Sesko. And one thing we've seen with Ruben Amorim is that, in fact, I won't be surprised if he brings on Maguire ahead of Sesko, because once he brings on Maguire, I see Maguire popping inside the box because he wants to utilize his height. And a lot of time last season, I think Harry Maguire actually saved Manchester United. So for Manchester United, they have a bench. They can still have players they can call on. They can't call on Rasmus Højlund because he's not in the team today. Probably still sorting out his move away from Manchester United. But you look at Fulham bench. to be honest, there are a lot of players that can come in and do the damage here. You talk about Anthony Robinson, who is a flying fullback, one of the best left back in the league. Last season, I think he got about almost 10 goal contribution from left back last season. And he's on the bench today, and he can also come in and use his pace against Manchester United. There's Smith Rowe there. We know him. He's got eye for goals. He can score from when you don't even expect. And Adama Traore, he doesn't score a lot, but we know how he creates problems for defenders. And there's Harry Wilson also there, very good player. And talking about Tom Kearney also, and there's also the Mexican Raul Jimenez. So there's a lot from Fulham bench. So let's see how the managers react. Let's see this manager that will make the first changes in this game.
Okay, so that is very much important to say which of the store managers will be making the first substitution in the second half. Looking at the area threat from Fulham in the first half, they've come very close from the corner kick situations. That is one of the reasons why I actually expect them to bring in a player like Jimenez, who we know how crazy he can be from set pieces. And let's see if the manager will be throwing in the tall and langing Mexican, into this game in the second half. The Nigerian Premier Football League is also on. We'll be reading out on the results moment from now to see what is really happening in the Nigerian league. But still talking about the Manchester United game, lot of expectations coming up for the second half. And do you think we'll be getting goals in the second half? Because this first half has really been a boring affair from both sides.
Yeah, I expect to get goals because I would prefer to watch a 1-1, 2-2 scoreless draw than seeing 0-0 scoreless. It looks like there's nothing that really happened. If you want to see a draw, let it be a score draw. But in the second half, I expect goals, and I want to believe that probably this game might be decided by a lone goal.
Okay, so it's left to see if this game will be decided by lone goals, as Polo has measured and looking straight at the Nigerian Premier Football League, as it ended 1-1 in that game between Remo Stars and Rivers United in the first game of the season. So we have about 9 games being scheduled for today, and some of the games are started in some of the centers. This is the 63rd minute in that one between Abia Warriors and Kano Pillars, with Abia Warriors on leading 1-0 in that encounter. Baru FC against Enyimba at the Sani Abacha Stadium. It's still 0-0. Good one for the newly promoted Baru FC of Kano, as they are holding on to one of the most, if not the most successful Nigerian Premier Football League, Nigerian Premier Football League team. Every season we keep on changing this name. 0-0 in that account as it stands. Ekanemi Warriors of Maiduguri are leading Bender Insurance 1-0. That game is also in the 63rd minute. In the Southeastern Derby game between Enugu Rangers and Kun Khalifat FC of Imo, it's 0-0 in that one at the 68th minute. And it's looking like a lot of draws in most of the centers. Castina United against the newly promoted Warri Wolves at the 55th minute is still 0-0. Ikorodu City will travel to Kwara United to face off against the Nigerian Presidential Cup winners. It's currently 0-0 at the 63rd minute. Shooting Stars surprisingly losing 1-0 at home against Bayelsa United at the 64th minute in that encounter also. Wiki Tourists leading 1-0 against Plateau United. Those are the games currently going on in the Nigerian Premier Football League, and still to come later today, or already also playing, but we are not getting feeds from there, is Niger Tornadoes against Nasarawa United, and that game we'll be expecting to get some feeds from that counter to see what is actually happening. But we saw last season's winner, Remo Stars, will be competing in the CAF Champions League, and it looks like their passage to the CAF Champions League might be a hard one. Should they scale through the first round, they have the Melody Sundowns of South Africa, who will be coming back with a lot of experience gathered from playing at the FIFA Club World Cup against the Nigerian side. Do you think Remo Stars stands any chance against Melody should they find themselves in the second round?
Honestly, it would be a big miracle, if Remo start, edge out Mamelodi Sundown. You talk about Mamelodi Sundown, who recently come back from the Club World Cup with full of experience, played, teams that are way more, better than them, and they've also, came back with, I think, about $2 to $3 million, adding to their war chest. So they have a lot, and for Remo Stars, honestly, it's going to be a big task, but it's not impossible because in football, as far as the 90 minutes is still on, you still have a chance of progressing. But let's see how Remo Stars will fare against one of the in fact, I think Mamelodi Sundowns should be ranked as first or second in Africa when it comes to club football. So for Remo Star going against the South African champion, let's see if how far our league have improved.
Okay, talking about Nigerians on the transfer window. Yes, so we saw Victor Boniface move to match AC Milan and failed in the early hours of today. Shame about Victor
Is it
Boniface.
failed?
Yeah, it actually failed
Well,
because of injuries.
I don't think because there's lot of, although there's a lot of different stories from me. What I've been hearing is that he's stuck in Milan, and Bayer Leverkusen are saying if he comes back to Germany, then the deal is completely off. AC Milan have not actually come out with a statement to say the reason why they've not get back to Bayer Leverkusen, but it's like something is definitely wrong with the transfer.
I think they did his medicals twice and add okay, now this is the story from a known and recognized what's it called, transfer windows expert, talking about Fabrizio Romero. AC Milan calls off Victor Boniface day off as Nigerian striker did not pass the medical test despite verbal agreement of £5 million or €5 million loan fee and a €24 million buy clause with some player in Milan. In the last 48 hours, deal called off due to medicals. Boniface is returning to Germany today.
Well, first of all, I don't know if it's Boniface that really wants the move, or it's Bayer Leverkusen that wants to shift him out. But I think he should go back. And we saw Bayer Leverkusen losing their first match of the season, and I think they will need.
He hasn't really been starting at Eric Ten Hag.
They have a new manager. That is why they have a new manager. He might look in his favor.
I think looking at it on the serious note, so from last season after that failed move to Al Nassr, I think there was more about injuries complications also during that Al Nassr's moment. That was why they actually went for another player instead of what's called Victor Boniface, and it's still the same injuries.
I think Joan Duran or something.
Yeah, Joan Duran, who has also left the club for Fenerbahce right now. I think the injuries is the problem. Looking at Victor Boniface, to me, I think he has a dead nail. Twice he has had ACL surgeries, and you look at numbers of injuries he has had, recuperating injuries at what's it called, Bayer Leverkusen. So I'm very sure when you look at what AC Milan, how careful they are, getting Victor Boniface. Looking at the Serie A, that is a league where it's more, the focus is more on physicality. When those tackles start flying in, for how long will he be able to be fit to be able to play for AC Milan? That is the real problem. He can make a move away from probably the French League One, might just be a good league for him.
Right, I don't think so, because French League One is way more physical also. But him going to AC
Austria
Milan,
or La Liga.
well, probably La Liga, but going to what they call it, AC Milan. I don't think it's just because of the injuries alone. And one thing is that even when he's not injured, he has not really, helped himself. Boniface has had in the last one season, he hasn't been himself. He hardly get the goals, even from club level, international levels. He's not been himself. So for AC Milan, if they are looking at the injury, I think before that they've known his record. Before you even talk about trying to sign a player, you would have make your findings and okay, this player.
I think it was during the medicals they saw the issues. Nobody is going to risk it. It's really going to be hard for you to risk a player having two ACL surgeries.
But there's probability. It might not be. There's also possible chance that if he joins AC Milan, he might not have those injuries.
Two ACLs.
Yeah,
Two ACL.
Yeah.
No, you have to read about ACL more.
But
Okay, back to that Manchester United game against Fulham is the restart of the second half in that air counter, and both sides are back to the turf. And Manchester United playing from the left of our screens, and Fulham on the right side of the screens right now. And Manchester United early on in this game taking the game to Fulham. Let's see if it can actually turn into a goal for them in the second counter. The look out to attack from the right of our screens right now. And yes, Patrick Dogu sends a cross into the box, and that was easily deflected. It should be a corner kick to Manchester United. Yes, I'm rightly given there. That is a corner kick to Manchester United. At the start of the second half, half, both managers failed to make a substitution. So we continue for the nearest future of those games with the same set of players who started the second half as predicted by us in the studio. We thought it would be advisable for the Manchester United manager to throw in probably Benjamin Sesko. But I understand where the problem of not bringing Benjamin Sesko into this game. Should he want to bring Benjamin Sesko into this account, he will have to sacrifice Mason Mount. And Mason Mount has been their best leg going forward when attacking against this Fulham side. Manchester United trying and taking that into the palms of the Fulham goalkeeper Amad Diallo with the first rate chance in the second half, but the Fulham goalkeeper Brad Leno actually had the last end on that, and that's actually deflected that from going into the back of the net. Beautiful run there from Amad Diallo, but couldn't get his touch right there. This Fulham in possession of the ball. Referee says that was a fair one. Alex will be dashing out the possession back immediately to Fulham, who gains possession right now and looks to attack or eat out on the counter. What will they make out of that? King on the ball there, lost possession, and it's going to be a throw into Fulham. 49 minutes of this encounter, which means we've seen 3 minutes of action in the early stages of the second half game between Manchester United and Fulham, and still no goal to report.
Yeah, still no goals, and talking about who to sacrifice, when you bring in on Benjamin Sesko, and I think he needs to at least make way from move one of the defenders, remove one of them. You can't be playing.
He's playing 3-4-2-1 formation. Which of the defenders do you want to remove? Is it Euro? Is it Delete? Is it Luke Shaw?
You have Luke Shaw and
No.
What's his name?
Patrick Jogu is playing as a wing back. Luke Shaw is playing as a left centre back.
That's why you need to,
how are you going to switch the formation?
Allowing Dogu to play. I mean, what's his name? Luke Shaw.
To play what?
Moving Luke Shaw and allowing.
Okay, I'm coming. If we withdraw Luke Shaw from left centre back, can Dogu play as a left centre back?
You don't need. That's why you have Delete and Euro there.
So Delete.
Both of them partner each other.
Both your partners. So you have taken Amad Diallo back to play as a right back.
He's playing more or less like right back.
Is it no? Wing back is different from playing as a right back.
Then he should play. Then bring on a right back. Then
you should bring on a right back.
Probably
that's why you're not a coach. Yes, I'm back in play there. It's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be a throw-in to Fulham there, and they'll have to restart this play from a throw-in. Quickly taken there by Alex Iwobi. Fulham in possession of the ball. Looks in what they're. Oh, that was Kevin Bassey. Sorry, both are on dread. And yeah, he's Anderson on the ball, looks inward, tries to play in Lukic. Lukic drops it straight for Alex Iwobi. And here's Fulham who look to attack against Manchester United. Alex Iwobi driving with the ball there, switches out wide and finds Segun. Segun with a teasing cross into the box. Will that be the chance there? But Manchester United clears the lines off there. And in the middle of the park, we have a Serge Berge on the ball. What will he make out of that? Switches to possession. And here's talking about Segun, who returns it back to Berge. And Berge looking well into the defense and finds it's Nigeria compatriot there. Alex will be on the ball there, finds Joshua King. King drops it straight into the path of Castange. And Castange drops it straight into the path of his teammate there. And another we have the first corner kick in the second half for Fulham. Right there in the 50th minute, it was Luke Shaw who make that defensive block for Fulham. And right here is the moment Manchester United preparing 2 substitutions in this encounter. Looks like we'll be seeing.
Is that not Dalot?
Yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing Dalo and Benjamin Sheshko.
Yeah, and that means
I'm coming. Dalot will be thrown into this game for crosses. For crosses.
But
if you are using what's it called? If you are using If you are using what's his name? Benjamin Sesko up front, you can take advantage of his heights and throw in the crosses. Probably that is why he's bringing in Dalo, and he won't be withdrawing that. He won't be withdrawing Lenny Euro. If he's withdrawing someone if he's withdrawing someone probably okay. Let's see that situation in that moment.
Complaining that's I'm bored there, but I don't think so.
I don't think the referee begin to VR. You can see the you can see it on the face of the player, and that is the confirmation of Manchester United's substitution. Yeah, it has to be Ahmad. It has to be Ahmad. That's what I'm telling you. Ahmad can go back to play as a left back. Now, are they going back to a 4? Are they going back to a 4 defenders?
No, look at my argument before. Because you talked about is Ahmad going to play
as a right back?
That's what I'm saying. You have to bring on. Then you remove Ahmad. Then
okay, you want him to wait. I'm coming. You want him to remove Ahmad. You want him to remove Ahmad. You want him to remove Luke Shaw to return to a 4-man at the back. He's not going to return.
Supposed to. My what I say is that one of those defenders should be removed. That is what I'm trying to say.
As
Now,
if
since
as
you are not removing them, because I expected him to leave Ahmad so that you can have more attacking option. But now you have removed Ahmad, so now you have what's his name now, and Dalot coming, and now you are removing another midfielder now. Talking about Casemiro for the other players. So I think it's fair this substitution, because you cannot continue to put in a lot of defenders. Now you are bringing in Segun in the place of Casemiro. So that means what's his name?
Bringing in, let me explain something for you. Bringing in Casemiro right now, yes, Casemiro can be replaced. My argument was you can't remove Mason Mount, and that would have been a big headache for him.
He's one of the
Now,
best players
Mason Mount will have to move away from the attacking, playing as the 10 in this wing, in this position now, to slot in beside Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. Then we have.
Will drop deeper now.
Yeah, we're going to play. No, I don't think he'll play as more as a 4.
Because you don't
Probably.
is it Mount that will play there?
Mount is a central midfielder on a good day. He can play as a 8. He can play as a 10. Also for Manchester United, you have Kua returning back into the 10th position. Then you have Benjamin Sesko slotting into the attacking position. Let's see how it's shaped when they attack, and I'll explain that better. Yes, Fulham back in possession against Manchester United, and they are currently enjoying the fair share of possession. Still no goal to show up in this game. Anderson with a long one with this great chance there. But Muniz couldn't get onto that.
Yeah, you know why I'm laughing, I'm smiling? It's because I think even Manchester United fans, the kind of formation Ruben Amorim is playing will become.
It's actually not. It's actually not confusing. If
what's his name going back as the number 10, Kunwa now. Who is playing as the from the left side of the?
They are not starting with. They are actually not playing with a winger. That is why they are playing with fullbacks. You have Dogu and Amad Diallo overlapping. That is why they are called fullbacks, not that's why they are called wingbacks. Sorry, not fullbacks.
But let's see how let's see the shape now. And
okay, that's now let's see how it shapes up for Manchester United, and Fulham taking the pressure to Manchester United as this game goes on. We're straight into the 55th minute. There's one man the Manchester United fans we really want to see, and hope he'll be able to play this game, all of those games, because he's one of the determinant factor in this game for them. And talking about Luke Shaw, the England international, Fulham on the ball there, sends it back into the middle, and they're sending a lot of crosses into the box there.
You need to do that because those crosses continue to trouble Manchester.
Then if they are dependent on crosses, then they have to throw in the likes of Raul Jimenez into this game.
Bring in make changes, and you could see from the start of the second half, I think Fulham have been.
Because Muniz to me, I'm not seeing much from Muniz in this encounter. He hasn't really been challenging Manchester United as much as I would have expected from him. Though he's a good striker on his day, which is back to the goal in the box. Yes, he knows the angle where he wants to post the ball, but he needs to get involved. He has really been absent in this encounter.
Yeah, and
wow. How are you giving that?
Is that goal kick or corner kick? And they know
that's a gift. Yeah, you can see that is a mismatch making that error after starting to play more what looks more deeper position for Manchester United. You have to ask the questions from the Manchester United manager. Probably to me, I'm taking out Casemiro for Benjamin Sesko might not go well with me. He should have sacrificed either one of Kua or Mason Mount should have been sacrificed for that substitution.
But Mason Mount so far in this game, to be honest,
has been good.
Very
but we've not seen Kua playing as a 10 in this encounter. He has been playing more as a striker in this game. Confusion everywhere when it comes to Manchester United. Corner kick being taken there by Fulham into the box there, but straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. Benitez will gather that for Manchester United. Will he eat out on the counter there, straight into the part of his teammate there who is getting his first charge in this encounter. Dalot is coming into this game for Manchester United. 5th or 7th minute of this encounter. We'll barely be having more than 33 more minutes to go in this game. Who is going to get us the first goal? It has really been a cagey affair between both sides.
Yeah, it has been, and talking about confusion, and this is what happens when you try to get a goal now or a win by all means. You continue to bring in players, and you could see still a lot of players are still being played out of position in this game. So Manchester United, Ruben Amorim needs to work out something.
Yes, Dalot with the ball with this great chance on his finger. Easily deflected there by Craven Cottage. By Alex Iwobi rather.
Yeah.
It's going to be a corner kick to Manchester United. Benjamin Sesko is on the pitch right now. And here is where Manchester United can look real dangerous because he is an area threat
Yeah.
whenever he's in the box. And we have Mbuemo on this corner kick and duties for Manchester United. They'll be aiming for an in-swinger, but they also have a goalkeeper in the Leno to actually beat at the back of the net. Who is with this very chance for Manchester United? Here is Brian Mbuemo with that long one, dash beat and into the back of the net.
Wow.
Manchester United break on the deadlock and it's Lenny Euro. What an in-swinger from Mbuemo, and what a way the unlikely source Lenny Euro break the deadlock in this encounter. And finally, Manchester United has their goal in this game. It has been coming. I would have thought of Fulham, actually breaking the deadlock from a set pieces situation, but right now it's Manchester United who are scoring the first goal from set piece.
Yeah, and they've been in recent times been accused of not being good when it comes to defending set piece, but now they are benefiting from it. Let's see how their fans will react, because last week they were saying Arsenal corner kick FC. Let's see what they call Manchester United this week. But that was a lovely goal. Good
Lovely goal. I think you can see
the
even
is there a push
there was a push there. There was a push there. But let's see. I doubt if VR will be reacting to that. Let's see that again. Yeah, there was a push. There was a push on Calvin Bassey.
And if VR decide to remove the goal, I won't even blame them, because we saw
it gets the penalty for a push for a pull. But I think they'll actually look at it as a soft pull on Calvin Bassey. Probably he let himself off there. There was no reason you lose your man behind you, and that goal looks like it's going to stand for Manchester United. Yes, that goal is going to stand as Manchester United with the first goal in this game. You can see the Fulham manager frustrated there.
Very, very frustrated.
Yes, there was a push in the box.
Yeah, in fact, it was two hands. So I think if VR should have, probably they've checked on it and see maybe it. But I think they should have at least been more serious with that, because you cannot put your two hands on a player like that and push. In fact, the player that pushed was the same player that got the goal. So so Manchester United fans should not be complaining again, because last week they were saying there was this person standing in front of the keeper, this one, this and that. Today now two decisions have gone in their way, and that's favored them right now. But I don't expect to hear their cry throughout the week. But let's see how Fulham relax, or if Manchester United will be able to get more goal now that at least they've gotten their first goal of the season in this game.
All right, 1 hour football gone already at the Craven Cottage, and the Londoners who has been shots of sent into silence mode in this encounter by the Manchester United fans in this one. It's Manchester United with the first goal in the 57th minute of this encounter. Manchester United are now growing in confidence, and this might just open up and shape up for more goals from United in this one. Dalot finds himself in the box there, sends it into the box there, but actually it's easily deflected and straight into the hands of Brian Leno. Fulham are now chasing this game, and they have 30 more minutes to chase this one against Manchester United for a famous draw, a famous victory over United. And Fulham will look to attack right now. That was a dangerous tackle there. And referee allows place to continue, says that was a fair challenge. And you can see the Fulham players cycling around the referee. That how on earth did they not blow? And did they not blow for that? Well, the player is back on his feet, and it's a Fulham will look to attack and switches possession and into the part of Castange. Castange has Lenny Euro to beat. Lenny Euro sends it into the box there. It might just be Muniz, but the finishing actually let him down there.
Yeah, and Fulham needs to make a substitution. I don't know why Marco Silva has not made any substitution so far in this game. He needs to bring on players there. But that was a fine tackle there, but Lenny Euro was very lucky to have because.
Did he got the ball? He got the leg.
I think he got part of the ball, but that could have earned him a red card if he had missed, the ball there. And Fulham is about to bring in bodies now, and I think the manager should have done that very, very early in this game.
Okay, as we can see, Fulham making 2 substitutions in this encounter right now. We can see Wilson also being thrown into this game. And also, we've seen Bedge being withdrawn in this encounter. And not just Bedge has been withdrawn. We also can see Segun being withdrawn by the manager. And so Castagne and Segun being withdrawn. And 2 players been thrown in, Wilson and Robinson. I think, yes, they want to use more of pull-outs right now. But aimed at who in the box. We've seen all the pullouts being aimed in this game, being not fully utilized by Fulham. And right now, they have on that 30 minutes to go in this game. Let's see if they'll be getting the equalizer in this encounter. Manchester United back in possession of the ball as they look to attack against Fulham. In the middle of the park is Manchester United, and right now they are growing in confidence. Looks like that goal scored has really improved their confidence going forward in this game.
Yeah, that's what a goal does to you. You know, gives it increase your confidence. At the same time, it depends on how your opponent also react. Goes and here comes Fulham again, in the balls there. Cleared up by Manchester, but if you look at Manchester United after the goal, you know they look very much like they want to get another one, but Fulham is still not giving up, and they are still pushing. So let's see if Manchester United will be able to hold on to this, precious lead after missing that penalty they had in the first half. And Fulham now, this is another wake-up call for them. They escaped the first one, which is the penalty, and the second one now. Though this goal that they considered, to me, is a bit questioning. I think the VAR should have come to the rescue of them, of Fulham. But since the VAR said no, that's not a push there. But I think this is the ball again. Okay,
that was a push. That was a
push. I think that should have been,
there's another deflection again. I think the ball was destined for that place. Took a weak deflection of a Fulham player. That was a push. That was a push. It took a. I think it was Moniz who had the last touch on that.
Yeah, but he had the last touch. But the player that headed the ball to us was still what's his name?
Lenny Euro.
The same person that pushed. Then because if he hadn't pushed Kevin Bassey, there's possibility that Kevin
Bassey was going to get to that.
The ball. So Manchester United fans, the VAR and the referees, they are on your side today.
Okay, straight to the Nigerian Professional League, where we have another goal in that game between Economy Warriors and Bender Insurances. Economy was double their lead in that encounter, but in the process also got himself a red card. That game is already in the 86th minute, and one game in Ibadan. The one between Shooting Stars and Bayelsa United. It's Bayelsa United against all odds, leading against Shooting Stars in that one. 1-0 is the current scoreline at the 87th minute of that encounter. Other centers, we have 0-0, except this Wiki Tories against Plateau United, where it's Wiki Tories who are leading at home against Plateau United of Jos. 1-0 it's in that game at the 90th minute. So it's left to see if we'll be getting more goals. But that game between Baru FC and Enyimba is currently in the 76th minute and still 0-0 also in that encounter. The People's Elephant can get one famous victory right there at the Sani Abacha Stadium, one of the toughest stadium you can go to. You can get the hostility of the fans in that stadium. It's always hard for our away teams to get victory whenever they go to play at the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano.
Not just Sani Abacha, it's a Nigerian team as a whole. It's always very difficult. But so far now, we are seeing only one team, getting a victory at the moment. Though it's still 87+ minutes now. Talking about Bayelsa United, but talk about Enyimba, the People's Elephant. In the last 2-3 seasons, they've not been themselves. They've not been themselves, and Nigerian League, more especially the old guys, talking about the likes of Kano Pillars, Enyimba, even Rangers International playing against a newly promoted side, Kun Khalifa at home there, and they are still struggling. And I think they are in the
that's more of an orational derby. So it's always hard, in those kind of derbies, you might actually find it hard to beat a team like Kun Khalifa at home. You look at
I understand, but Kun Khalifa, you talk about if Rangers is playing probably Enyimba or Abia Warriors or the Oriental Derby, those teams have been in the league for some time now. I would say, it's playing them good, but playing against Kun Khalifa, when last have you heard of Kun Khalifa in the league?
It's a new club.
That is what I'm trying to say. So they shouldn't be struggling. Though I expect, even though they win, at least get probably not too many goals, but struggling against teams like Khalifa should not be tolerated from a Enugu Ranger who recently won the league. I think about 2-3 seasons ago.
Okay, as I'm back in play, there is Fulham, who are currently struggling to get it going in this one. As they're looking to finally put one into the back of the net. Will they be able to transfer? And Robinson with a cross easily deflected and into the path of Mbuemo, who finally has an assist to his name. I don't really know if that assist will be counted for Mbuemo, because the goal should be an own goal to Moniz if that is the way it's going to be counted. Manchester United back in possession Well, beautiful tackle there from Fulham as they look to attack. Yes, Alex will be playing more centrally for Fulham in this game. Sends across there, tries to play it on the part of his teammate, but the touch was just too heavy from the Nigeria international, and it's going to be a throw in. Looking at Alex will be now playing more centrally for Fulham. Is that his natural position, or is he best fitted playing on the wing?
Yeah, last season we saw him play more from the left-hand side of the midfield, playing as the number 8 slash, covering as probably the fullback. But this season he has been pushed centrally, and due to Fulham, look at Fulham, they are a team that have a lot of central midfielders. So it depends on who the manager wants to start or the formation. But so far in this game, unless you will be, he hasn't.
Yes, Fulham with their own chance there, but actually deflected there by Bruno Fernandes, who had to do defensive work there, and it's going to roll out for a corner kick to Fulham. It's the 68th minute. Manchester United getting their own first goal from a corner kick situation. Fulham will also be looking if they can get an equalizer in front of their home fans right there at the Craven Cottage. It's a corner kick situation also for Fulham right there. Manchester United preparing another substitution. Gatti will be thrown into this game, and probably this is the moment we might be seeing one of Mason Mount or Kua being withdrawn in this encounter. Yes, the corner kick for Fulham quickly taken there, but Alex Iwobi with the follow-up shot there. Well, that one kept on rising high and higher than the goalpost and into a goal kick situation right there in the 69th minute. We are just 1 minute away from the 78th minute mark, which will leave us with barely 20 more minutes to play in this encounter.
Yeah, and I think Fulham should be making attacking substitutions, bringing on attackers, not just midfielder. Because you look at the substitution, the manager, he brought in a midfielder and a defender, moving lights for lights. But they should bring, and I think Mason Mount is being withdrawn now for a defensive midfielder to come in into the game. And I think Manchester United fans should applaud Mason Mount, because in this game he actually played.
They need him to stay fit. I think right from the game against Arsenal, he has been phenomenal for Manchester United, and you have to look at it there. Yes, that is one of the reasons why they spent big getting him from Chelsea for about £64 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
but injuries has always been his problem.
The other thing is that Manchester United fans are not really backing him, because the transfer of him coming to Chelsea, they were not happy with
about it.
Yeah, and at times those things do affect players. Even when you are coming, the fans are not happy. But you need to win their heart. As a footballer, win the heart of the fan. But injury has been another issue for him. He could have shown his what he's capable of doing. We saw him with Chelsea, how he played for Chelsea, but injury have limited him. But let's see if Manchester United can keep him fit, because look at the first 2 games he has played for them this season. He looks very okay to me.
Okay, also looking at the Manchester United bomb squad, the likes of what's it called? Garnacho, Jadon Sancho, also
what do you call them again?
The bomb squad. There's Alejandro Garnacho there.
The gang.
There's Alejandro Garnacho. There's Jadon Sancho. There's Anthony. They really need to move on those players. Do you think there's one of them they need to reintegrate back into this team?
It's looking very difficult, including Rasmus Højlund. In fact,
Højlund is not part of the bomb squad.
He's not part, but he's one of the players the fans wants to see.
Probably, I think he will be moving to Napoli on loan.
His deal is very, very complicated, and even talking about the most complicated one is Sancho. He has been linked to different clubs, week in, week out. You hear
wages has been the issue.
Wages are Besiktas. In fact, I think I heard the statement. Is it from the Romans? Another different. So I don't know how Manchester United is going to do it, but the problem is that the fees that Manchester United are expecting from those clubs, either be it loan or permanent.
No, I think the fee they are expecting on Jadon Sancho is actually not much. They're ready to say Jadon Sancho is 20 million pounds. The one they are actually waiting out to get a £50 million on is Alejandro Garnacho. Chelsea are not ready to pay that much.
Even Roma are not ready to pay 20 million for Jadon Sancho. What Roma wanted was probably pay like 4-5 million for a loan and get him on 70 million euros.
Yeah,
and so It's looking very difficult. But one player that's looking likely that he might be heading back to La Liga is Anthony, because there's this deal with Real Betis ongoing. So we might see him.
Or even Real Betis wants him on loan,
yeah,
not
on loan,
outright buy.
because they can't afford to pay. Even Real Betis can't even afford to bring out 20 million and sign a player. I don't even know what's wrong with La Liga.
So do you think Chelsea will be fucking out that £50 million for Alejandro Garnacho?
Well, on a normal day, Chelsea would have done that, but Manchester United have put themselves in a situation where the clubs knows that they just want to move away with those players. So those clubs also wants to, like we say in local palace.
So you think Garnacho is actually worth £50 million on a good day?
If you look at the way the transfer market is now, you say okay, because you look at the potential.
And that is the equalizer. And this Fulham back in this encounter. Wales and Smith Rowe. And the London boy gets Fulham back in this one.
You know,
it's about time we've asked the question, when is one of these set piece or this output going to trouble Manchester United? And right there at the depth of it is Smith Rowe, the boy from Arsenal, putting it into the back of the net for Fulham. Right there in London. It's 1-1 and it's game on in that game between Fulham and Manchester United. What a goal. He just came off the substitution bench. And he has always been a quality player right from this time at Arsenal. Well, another player who has been plagued by injury.
Yeah, you know, at halftime when we were talking about the benches for both, you know, I take my time.
It's actually an Arsenal connection there. Alex Iwobi with the pullouts there, and Smith Rowe putting that into the back of net. What was the defense looking at there? You look at it there. You expect the Manchester United defense to do better there. No, I don't think there's no offside. There's no offside.
I talked about
he actually came
to.
And you have to look at that. He actually had to stretch the fullest to get a leg onto that. Yeah.
There was nobody, you know, unless he fails to connect with the ball, that would have been the saving grace for Manchester United, and there was nobody. And Manchester United are back to where they started again. And you know, I talked about what's his name now, the goal scorer. He's a player that got eye for goals. You know, he get, even when he plays less with Arsenal, he gets the goals. You know, and he has come in now and get the goal. You know, I talked about Fulham earlier on. You need to make substitution, bring in more attacking player, and you know, I think they brought in two players, and the goal scorer.
Yeah, Muniz has been withdrawn. And we have Raul Jimenez also in this game.
We talked about when pulling those balls, you need to add bodies into the box, and you could see. I think it was Jimenez that was body check.
Yeah, that was body.
The other player was coming in, but we are not seeing it with Muniz. You know, when Muniz was there, the only Muniz, there was nobody coming in. So if you want to bring in those crosses, because we've seen with Manchester United, I think once it's set piece, crosses, all those things is giving them issue. They hardly deal with the first ball.
Yeah, so let's see if Manchester United will reply or respond in like times in this one. They find themselves back on the aim of the branch of getting 1 point in this one, and they look out to back to status quo. How it all started in this game. Lenny Euro on the ball there for Manchester United. He is the Manchester United goal scorer, as the player who has scored the first goal for Manchester United in the 2025-26 season. Yes, Manchester United playing from the wing there. Dogu on the ball there, beats his man and went down straight there. It's going to be a free kick out to Manchester United. 75th minute on the mark there. We have 15 more minutes to play in this encounter. Beautiful piece of skill done there by Patrick Dogu, but he was brought down there by Wilson. That might just be a yellow card to the Fulham midfielder. And we have 15 more minutes to go. Just to see Manchester United will finally get a victory in this one.
Well, there's still time, and you know, I wanted to say something earlier on. Manchester United needs to be very careful, because last week we saw Fulham. You know, they got their goal in the second half, and it was dime minute. But Manchester United needs to be very lucky now that Fulham, you know, equalized on time. Not that they waited to like 90 or 85 minutes. So there's still time for Manchester United to get the win, even for Fulham also.
There's a chance for Manchester United to get a second, send a swinger into the box there, and Fulham finding it hard to keep control of that. That'll be a penalty. Manchester United players, but Dalo is back on his feet there. They really need to be careful going to these tackles as we're getting straight into the last 15 minutes of regulation time in this one. Fulham 1, Manchester United 1. As it stands right there at the Craven Cottage. Will Fulham be able to get a second goal and sting Manchester United like a bee in this one? Still time to go. And looking at the Fulham bench, there's a several interesting players they can throw into this game. Adama Traore is one name that can also be coming into this encounter.
Yeah, and you know, Adama Traore, like I said earlier on, is a player. He doesn't score a lot, but he gives, cause problems for
His space is actually a big
yeah,
problem.
for defenders. He uses his pace and the body also, and there's also Kenny on the bench also. We know him also. He's a very creative and fantastic player.
And here's a Fulham. They're looking to get the second goal against Manchester United, but being pushed out of the defense. Looks like one too many touch there. And here's a Fulham still in possession of the ball. As a look to attack right now. Tete on the ball there, just returning back into the part of the defense there. Looking at the substitution, made much impact in this game. Raul Jimenez with a good body movement for the goal, and Smith Rowe putting it to the back of the net. That is the two substitutes combining for Fulham's goal in this account. The goalkeeper Leno there sends a long one, and you can see here is where Jimenez actually looks dangerous. The height and the body, the experience is there for him. Here's Alex Iwobi, puts it onto the part of Jimenez. Just long one there. Well, the touch was actually too heavy to get onto the part of a Fulham player. And Manchester United were attacking the Stars. That didn't go into the back of the net. And you can see the drive, the push, and the movement from Jimenez there. That would have been an offside call if that had gone into the back of the net.
Yeah,
it's going to be a throw-in to the offside was actually the flag there by the assistant referee there. The straight injury is 78 minutes of those accounts. 12 more minutes to go in regulation time. Manchester United chasing their first 3 points in the EPL this season.
Yeah, and so far, Benjamin Sesko has come in, I think, about 10 minutes ago now, and Manchester, we've not really seen much from him, and probably because they are not really, playing to him. And this is what happens, when you have strikers that, you brought in. We saw that with, what's his name, the Arsenal guy, Gyökeres, yeah, in fact, in the first game, I don't think he had up to 20, 25 touches. So far, I don't know if Benjamin Sesko have been able to have about 3 or 4 touches in this game. So, but they need to start making use of him. But if we to be honest, in this game, so far in this second, I think Fulham have been the better side. Forget Manchester United got the first goal, but Fulham really improved in this second half.
Yeah, you can't take that away from Fulham. They've actually improved in the second half against Manchester United. Let's see who actually having a better share of possession on this encounter, as Manchester United are chasing this one, looking for a second goal. We've not really seen much from the Manchester United player being thrown into this encounter. I'm talking about Benjamin Sesko in this game. Let's see, and let's just hope he'll be bringing more bite up front for Manchester United. And probably this is justifying why the manager has really find it hard, to throw him into the starting 11.
I don't think that should be the reason. You should be starting your key player, on time, and if you don't play him, there's no how he's going to get used to the team, and he also I would liken him to his situation to that of what is his name, Victor
Yes,
Gyökeres.
Manchester United attacking beautifully dominated off there by Calvin Bassey. Looks like it was Alex Iwobi.
Yeah, on
It was Alex. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was Alex Iwobi on that load. It was Alex Iwobi.
Yeah, both Iwobi and
Calvin Bassey did the
they-
defensive
in
role
fact,
there.
until the camera, actually shows their face before you'll be able to differentiate who and who it is, because they had the same dread.
It looks like Alex Iwobi is enjoying himself, playing more centrally right now. You can see the way he's dictating the tempo of the play of the play for Fulham in the second half. Looking at ball possession, it's 50-50 for both sides as it stands right now in the 79th minute, approaching the 80th minute of this one. We have about 12 total shots from Fulham, 9 total shots from Manchester United, but 1 goal apiece in this encounter, which shows how wasteful both sides have been in this encounter. 4 shots on target apiece in the whole of this encounter. Fulham will be looking to get the second goal in this one against Manchester United. Can they do that? We are straight into the last 10 minutes of this game. Smith Rowe on the ball there, switches to position and finds Harry Wilson there, who goes out wide there, finds a teammate there. That was a wasted effort, but still Fulham in possession. Yeah, just very chance with that beat. Manchester United actually got a head onto that. Beautifully won there by Fulham defender there. And yes, Smith Rowe, but lost possession in the middle of the park. And Manchester United will look to break out on the counter. Yeah, might just be the moment, but Fulham have the able bodies there. And yes, Lukic on the ball there. Will they be sending this finger? But approaches the Manchester United box there. While we look each more out of that, some switches to the wing and finds a stalemate. And they look to attack Manchester United in this one.
Yeah,
It looks
I
like
think Harry Wilson should have taken that ball because
Yeah.
it favors his left foot there, but he decided to take it back. But that's another poor play there from
Joshua King.
Robinson. There,
Oh, Robinson, yeah.
yeah, sending down. But what's his name again? Robinson. I mean Robinson.
Wilson.
Wilson should be taking that ball because we know him is one of those players that like bending those balls to the far corner there. So, but you could see the Fulham manager. He knows that the 3 point is up for grab if they can get it right and they be coming close. But Manchester United needs to be very careful. To be honest, if Manchester United go home without getting at least a point from this game, I think it should be a lot worse for them because you've had the opportunity to take all 3 points in this game and you're about to share the point now. But there's still time for Manchester United, so also there's still time for Fulham.
Yes, we've not really seen much from Benjamin Sesko since playing 29 minutes in this encounter. He has been able to muster. He has mustered on 13 touches in this one. 8 out of 10 accurate passes in this one, but still 0 key passes, and he has lost possession tries. 0 shot on targets, 0 shot off targets in this one from the Manchester United big man. It's welcome to the EPL where it's always a physical football.
Yeah, and it will take time. Like I was saying earlier on, when you ask, probably this is the reason why the manager decided. No, if you don't play him on time, there's no how the player. Manchester United, they've been playing with the likes of Rasmus Højlund since, and the players know he's not on the field. So, and they've not get used to. We have another striker. Same with what happened to Victor Yekoro. If you watch the game against Manchester, he hardly got the service. Even when he gets to it, they were just passing in the wrong places. But if they continue to play together with more minutes, I think they will definitely get to understand themselves. You could see Kunwa and Mbeumo. Their own advantage is that they are in the league already, so they know the system. Not talk of player like Sesko, who is coming from another league. Not all players will be like Ellen Haaland. We even know with Ellen Haaland, when he joined Manchester City, he hardly touched the ball. But the only advantage is that when he touched the ball,
does back of the net. Okay, yes, a big one in match 3 is Arsenal against Liverpool at the Anfield Stadium. Arsenal are in a rush of time to see if Martin Odegaard and the Bukayo Saka will be available for that encounter. But there's still a week to prepare for that one. It's still 1-1 in this game between Fulham and Manchester United as we get straight into the 84th minute of this game. Fulham will look to attack against Manchester United. Sends it into the part of Alex Iwobi. Wish this game end in a full-time draw might be going home with the man of the match after this spirited performance from the Super Eagles midfielder. Lennon on the ball there, switches position and looks out wide and finds Tete on the ball there. Tete looks inward there. It's still Fulham attacking right now against Manchester United. Alex will be calling for the ball and receiving the ball. And he drives straight into the Manchester United box. What will he make out of that? Goes out wide and finds his teammate across. But that's that went over the Fulham player there. He has Lukic on the ball there. Sends it into the part of his teammates. Yeah, it was that. They should be doing better from that situation. And still Fulham. Tete there with the ball there. What will he make? Switch out and finds Lukic. And Lukic still holds onto the ball there for Fulham. Returns it back to Tete. Tete looks inward and finds Jackson. Yeah, it might just be a chance. With this be a chance for a second goal. And that's the finishing actually let Jimenez out there. I think they should be doing better there in that situation.
These opportunities for Fulham to get all the 3 points now, and it's coming, but they are not taking advantage.
Manchester United looks to attack. Mbeumo called into action. But Calvin Bassey has really kept him busy in this encounter.
And right from the first minute of this game, from the first half, Calvin Bassey and Mbeumo have been going to and even the second half, we hardly seen Mbeumo. I don't even Kunwa, since the changes have been made, or is it Kunwa? Or are they substituted Kunwa?
No, it's still on the pitch.
Honestly, I've been seeing more Man U defenders more than others, including Mbeumo. And this is one thing about managers. When players are not in the game anymore, you need to substitute them. And Mbeumo and Kunwa, since the substitution was made, bringing on what's his name? Withdrawing Ahmad, we've seen from both of them again.
Okay, you don't want to take your eyes off Manchester United because they know how to get those late goals. They know how to dig out for late winners. So let's see who is the king of late goals or late dramas in the EPL as we're straight into the 86th minute. Manchester United attacking right now. Was rolls out for a throw-in. It's Manchester United throw-in right there in the 86th minute of this encounter. 4 minutes to play in this one. Do you think there's still a goal? There's still one more goal in this one?
Yeah, there's. I think we might still get goal because both teams know how to get late goals. This should be.
Oh, that would be a free kick.
Yes, look at it. Let's see the replay from Mbuemo again there.
There was no foul. There was no foul there. There was no foul there. There was no foul there. He actually beat him to that.
So Manchester United, they know how to score late goals.
There might just be a chance for Dogo to send an instant guy into the box. Another Manchester United through corner kick. And it's Wilson there who actually deflected that to corner kick. It's a 7 minutes gone in this one. 3 more minutes to play. Manchester United will be sending in Harry Maguire, yeah. And Evan into this encounter. They're defending or they want to make use of set pieces.
They want to make use. We know one thing with him.
Now at corner kick, I'm bringing Harry Maguire. We know how crazy Harry Maguire can be.
I think there's
look sure also being withdrawn. Evan.
So it means Harry Maguire is going up front.
And Evan is also going up front to challenge for this corner kick. And let's see, Manchester United can be getting a goal. They might fancy the chance of getting a goal from this corner kick situation. But this is a great chance for them to get their second goal. Send the bodies up front, defensive bodies who are good with area who are actually area threats against their opponents. And this might just be a chance for them to get a second goal. Here's an swinger there from the Manchester United captain. But easily headed out there by Fulham. Still Manchester United in possession of the ball. And it's Dogu on the ball there. Switches and finds his teammate there. Kwa there. Kwa with an swinger. And that was a defensive block there from Calvin Bassey. Who is currently having a pain, but his teammate there. Currently, yes, that's on that corner kick to Manchester United. 8 minutes gone in this encounter. And it's still 1-1 between Manchester United and Fulham. Mbuemo with a chance to have a second assist from the corner kick. Will he be sending this onto the head of the Manchester United player? He needs a perfect in-swinger from this corner kick. Will he be getting that? Is Kwa on the ball there? Sends it to the box. And this time around, not into the back of the net. Harry Maguire rose highest, but couldn't direct it into the back of the net. And it went side netting. And it's going to be a goal kick to Fulham at the 89th minute of this game. Now, that was so close.
Very close, and we know the area threat of
Harry Maguire
there. I think is that Avon there with Harry Maguire there, and they couldn't put that one at the back of the net. And let's see. And what's his name? Ruben Amorim there. I don't know what he's saying to the players, if he's telling them to go and defend or to go and get the goal.
All right, this is 89th minute. I think, you probably they're bringing in defensive, substitution to aid it at the back. We've seen Fulham, attacking and throwing a lot of bodies and throwing a lot of crosses into the box, which can be frustrating.
But it's still 1-1. That's what. So what does it say about Ruben Amorim? Are you going to defend or you want to win the game now? You are bringing on two defenders. Though you look at the bench, I don't know if they have another attacker.
There's Joshua Zezi on the bench.
He was on the bench also against Arsenal.
Arsenal, and he didn't come up in that game.
Any situation probably is not 100% fit, but I think he should be coming on instead of bringing on Avon. It's time now you sacrifice one of those defenders. But we don't know what is happening, and that says a lot about Ruben Amorim's tactics. Okay,
yes, let's say there's still a lot of time to go in this one. Barely about 5 more minutes to play in this encounter. Will Fulham be getting a little drama goal, or will it be Manchester United getting one in the dying embers of this game? Fulham will attack at this moment against Manchester United. With them send down the swinger, Wilson on the ball there, still holds on to the ball, beautifully done there, and finds Tete on the ball. Tete comes forward with the ball there, returns it to his teammates. Yes, still Fulham. Manchester United are going into the tackles anyhow. That should be a yellow card. Let's see if he'll be getting a yellow card. No, but the referee says it's going to be a free kick for Fulham in a dangerous position there. Lucic being brought down there by Dogu, and that is a gift. I just hope this won't come to hurt them at the end of the day.
Yeah. They have issues with defending set pieces, and now you are giving one again in a very dangerous position. So let's see if they'll be. Although there's Harry Maguire in now, he knows how to clear those balls, and they also have the height of Benjamin Sesko.
It's 5 minutes additional time be added there by the fourth official as we're straight into the 90th minute plus. Here's Fulham will be sending an swinger. Manchester United are defending to do at this moment against Fulham, and this are Chelsea's next opponents. It's really going to be a crazy one at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, I think Chelsea first 4 matches are
London derbies. After Fulham, they have Brentford to play. Yeah. Okay, here's a corner. There's free set piece situation for Fulham. Sends it into the box there. And easily deflected or defended there by Manchester United. Will be looking to eat out on the counter. Mbuemo chasing this. But Fulham doing their defensive work there equally well there. And that was Robinson there who had to raise down.
Yeah, and it's very quick. But I think I was expecting the goalkeeper to have rushed out.
Yeah.
But probably he saw it's Robinson. He's very quick.
All right, we're seeing the first minute of 5 minutes been played already. 4 more minutes to play in additional time in this one. It's still 1-1 between Fulham and Manchester United as they're going in straight into the dead of this game. Dogu will favor a long throw deep into the Fulham's box and sends a long one, but Fulham gets onto that. But straight back into the part of Manchester United who will look to attack. Here's Bruno Fernandes on the ball. Switches position and finds Dalot. Dalot straight with a long one into the box there. And Dogu with a follow-up touch there. Actually gave out a free kick to Fulham in the moment.
And he has not been booked in this game.
And I think Wilson has done really tremendously well since coming into this game.
Yeah,
I've seen more of him than when Castange was on that position.
Yeah, and you could see, I think the substitution made, I was saying Marco Silva waited till Manchester United got those goals before he made those substitution, and you could have capitalized on how you have been impressive in this second half at the start of the game and quickly make the first substitution.
Fulham will look to attack against Manchester United one more time. Yeah, he's in the box there, and that might just be the moment. And that was Smith Rowe with a follow-up shot easily deflected there by Manchester United defenders. And throws out for another Fulham some corner kick, and that's a counter. And Fulham taking the pressure to Manchester United. What a last 10 minutes of the second half we've seen in this one at Craven Cottage between Fulham and Manchester United. 1-1 as it stands right now. As we're straight into the third minute of 5 minutes additional time. Fulham fans are dreaming and wanting one more goal from their team in this one.
Yeah, they can get it if they put in the right cross into the box now. Manchester United have been struggling with set piece. So let's see, and
and into the box there from Fulham. Ooh, that was almost it for Fulham, but almost doesn't do it. And throws out for a goal kick to Manchester United right there in the 94th minute. Barely 1 minute to defend in this one for Fulham. And it's looking like yes, late dramas might just be happening in this one. Unless it was there push there. No, I think that would be game. There was no push there.
What's his name again? I couldn't connect with that ball there.
Okay, as a Manchester United also going out for one of their last attack in this one. Patrick Dogu on the ball there, finds his teammates. Here's Akua on the ball there for Manchester United. He beats on Wilson off that and sends a cross. Starts is an inviting cross. Wow. Our net is that not going to the back of the net. You have expected
no, that was you have Bernard Leno. They're punching down one away there, but that was a good cross from Akua. They're sending it there, and because you have a striker now that can use his area presence there. So let's see another long throw in now. This time from Diego Dalot.
Yeah, Dalot will be looking to send an in-swinger into the box there. Harry Maguire in the box, causing a lot of confusion for Fulham. But Fulham gets ahead onto that, and Manchester United still returns that. No. Was that from Mbeumo trying acrobatics? But that's when we get into the back of the net as we're going straight into the last minute of additional time. It looks like yes, we'll be settling for another full-time draw in this game.
Yeah, if it ends full-time draw, I think it's the best result for both teams because you look at how both teams have performed so far over the course of the 90 minutes, and I think both of them, will be glad they had, at least one point. And for Manchester United, I think they should be the happiest team because at least they've been able to score their first goal of the new season, and getting at least 1 point. Where Fulham another draw again for them.
Yes, so we're straight into the last dying embers of those game, and it's left to see if the referee will be accommodating more minutes. And don't forget, it's always a minimum of time, not maximum of time. So it's to the referee's discretion when this game should end. As we're straight into the 95th plus minute in this one. This might be the last minute or last piece of action we might be seeing in this account. Manchester United shading that and not allowing that to go straight into corner kick. So it's going to be a goal kick to Manchester United. And this might just be one of their last pieces. I think it should be full time after this.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yes, and that is it. It's full time for in this account, and both sides have failed to get either both sides fails to get a 3 point in this one, and they settle for 1 point apiece. Manchester United getting the first goal in this account through Muniz on goal, while Emil Smith Rowe.
It wasn't confirmed as
it's confirmed as Rodrigo Muniz. Yes, Rodrigo Muniz on goal in the 58th 8th minute, and also Smith Rowe restoring parity for Fulham right there in the 73rd minute, and both sides have to struggle and settle for this 1-1 finish. It's 1 point apiece for the Londoners goes home with 1 point, and the Travellers Manchester United returns back to Old Trafford with 1 point. And at full time, Fulham won, Manchester United won.
Yeah, and it was a bit entertaining, but I said it earlier on. If they want to play that a draw, at least let's see scoreless. I don't want to see a 0-0 draw. At least let's be it's scoreless. 1-1, or 2-2 draw. So, and I said earlier on again that I think the result is a fair one to both sides. And you look at Manchester United, they had the advantage in the first half, through that penalty, but they couldn't take advantage. And in the second half, they got the first goal through that unfortunate home goal from Rodrigo Muniz, but the pressure from Fulham, Smith Rowe coming on to restore parity for them and getting them at least 1 point. And kudos to both teams.
Okay, kudos to both teams. And looking at their next fixtures in match day 3, Chelsea against Fulham. Fulham will be traveling to Stamford Bridge, just a stone throw from their stadium. Manchester United will be hosting Burnley. I think that should be a very good chance for them to get 3 points.
Well, talking about Manchester United, Burnley are a team you expect them to beat, but Burnley at the moment are even topping Manchester United. For Manchester United, one thing I've learned since Ruben Amorim joined Manchester United is that every team are a big team when it comes to Manchester United. No matter the opposition they are facing, it's like they are facing a mountain whenever they are playing against anything. But on a normal day, you expect them with the quality they've added, the likes of Mbeumo. I expect Mbeumo, Kunwa, or even Segun to get a goal against the likes of Burnley. Because if you fail to score against those teams now, I don't know where you're going to get those goals. And as it stands now, in 2025-2026 season, no Manchester United players registered a goal in this new season after 2 matches, after spending close to £200 million. You've played 2 games, you've not registered any goal. But for Fulham, I think Fulham, they won't do much because they are probably playing more or less like they are playing at home against Chelsea. I think.
How is that so?
Because I mean they're very close.
Yeah, very close. Yeah, they're on the same street.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But they don't have to do much,
Just stroll into Stamford Bridge.
And they are away, more or less like you are still at home. Because let's see how they respond. They've played 2 games without losing, and and I think the manager needs to look at what went wrong for them in this game, because in the second half I think they had this game, but they failed to take out 3 points.
Okay, 2 points from 2 games for Fulham and 1 point from 2 from Manchester United as they continue to grow, but they find themselves in the 16th position right now, losing 1 spot from their from their comfort zone. Right now they are 16th, but still to come the last game in the EPL that comes up tomorrow between Newcastle and Liverpool, a battle of Ishak. Where will he be playing his future, and his game is where will he be playing his game this season all the time with in that way. It's always a pleasure having you in the studio, Paulo.
Yeah, thanks for having
Get to our fans done. Thanks for being with us on Premier Sport Fans Time. Don't forget you can be a part of the family by subscribing and liking our program, and also putting on the notification button on whenever we're in the studio. We're always here to give you the action as it happens right there anywhere around the world. That's about how much we can take on today's coverage. So we come your way again. It's bye for now.